Hey folks, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be continuing my REST to GraphQL migration. In my previous video, we converted our REST server to GraphQL and we introduced like four different queries like get product list, get product details, get brand list, and brand details. For example, I'm displaying two of my queries here for where I'm getting the brands list and also the products list, and also I've defined a fragment on the product so that I can fetch all these things and I need not repeat them in my queries. For example, if I'm fetching one more list of products, I need not repeat this information, so I defined a fragment here. So when I hit this, I can see that returns me the product list. However, we had enhanced in our REST API to return the brand name, but now we are only getting the brand ID, so we'll also enhance it. And in my previous video, I defined everything in a single file. I defined all my types in the server.js and all my resolvers in the same file. But if you look at the rest code, we have defined it, we have, structured it in a MAC uh, framework, like where here I have defined the routes and all the controllers have been moved to the controllers, and from controllers I'm fetching the models. For example, I'm importing the database and I'm retrieving the data and I'm massaging the data, modifying the data and sending it back. Something similar needs to be done for GraphQL as well. I'll be showing how do you refactor the code and everything. So first, since server.js is our main file, I'll go to my package.json, change this to server.js, and I'll move my REST related code to one folder so that it will not come in a way. In REST API, I'll move my utils folder. I'll give always automatically port. I'll move my controller as well. Anything that's remaining, yeah, and index.js. So all the REST API code is moved to the folder called REST API, and now I'll keep the data as it is, as I'm using this in the GraphQL as well. This will act as a database, and database access these data. So yeah, let's refactor. So in GraphQL, instead of defining something like model controllers, we define something called as types. This will be my types folder, and I'll also define a folder called resolvers. This is where all my resolvers will go. Now in types, I'll define my schema. So the file extension becomes GraphQL. So schema.graphql. Now in my package.json, sorry, in my server.js, all the types that I have defined here, I will move it to schema. I do not have any code formatter for .graphql, so I'll move it manually. So now gets product list will return list of product. I've defined all the types in this file. Now I'll also enhance this to return brand name. This should return a string. Get products list returns product. List of products, get product details, return product, and ID is a mandatory thing. I'm just correcting few of these things here. Get brands list, product is a mandatory stuff. And let me define also a mutation to create a brand. Why? Mutation will be create brand. This will accept name, which will be string, and this returns me the brand information. Now product, I'll also enhance it to return the IDs as well, which is a required thing. Same thing goes for brand as well. Price, currency, values in, ID, name, description, availability, brand ID. Yeah, this should be it. Now coming to my server.js, I need not keep these things, and also will remove the database. Now I'll also move my uh, basically I'll delete this resolvers, and basically in my resolvers folder I'll create a file called query.js. This resolver will resolve all the queries. Same thing I'll create for mutation, one file for what mutation.js. And now product.js. I'm sorry if you're hearing some background noise. Product.js, and one will be brand.js. Now coming to query. So this one, as I said, I've exported. Basically, I have four queries in my system: get products list, get product details, get brands list, and get brand detail. So basically, this query should export these four functions. Now let me import my database here. Database. Now I'll define four functions: get product, that will be details. Now as I've explained, resolver gets three arguments or four. For now I need only three arguments: parent, args, and context. And this, I'll just copy this in four. So get products list, get product detail is defined, get brands list is defined, get brand details is done. Now in products list, let products list is equal to same thing, db dot products dot list, return products list. Same thing holds good here. Let product db dot products dot get args dot id, return product. Now same thing goes here, db dot brands dot list, return brands list, db dot brands dot get return brand details. So I've defined resolvers for this. Similarly for mutation, how do I implement this mutation? Now I'll have to create a brand. So same thing, module dot exports. Basically this file should export a function called create brand. As in my schema I have defined create brand to be mutation. Same thing, const db is equal to require dot slash database const create brand parent args comma context. Now my not a real db node module provides an api to create a database. Basically it creates whatever you supply in that api, it creates one more brand information here. So I'll use the api here in my mutation.js. So it will return me an id basically. So there are few problems with the node module that I have chosen, so we have to deal with it for now. db dot brands dot create. Now I'll supply name because it's a required thing, and it will be. Now once I create it, unfortunately like other databases, it doesn't return the brand complete brand information that gets created in the db. So I'll have to again fetch it from the database. Now I'll return the brand information. So I've created the brand. Now there is an interesting part for product. As you can see, so my resolver for products, itself will return all the product information that is available in the data. But what if I want to enhance? For example, I have already specified this is not written in the brand name. Now I want to add this brand name in the product, even in the product list response as well as product details response. That is how these resolvers come into picture. Basically, user will not be able to query saying a product and get me the product list. No, you will always query either using a query, mutation, or a subscription. So that's where this comes into picture. Now, if I want to enhance my product details, or if I'm returning a product response and if I want to enhance it, this is where the resolver for products come into picture. And now I'm basically I want to enhance brand name, so I'll create a function context module dot exports is equal to branding. Now let me import this. I should probably make a copy of this thing. Now I want to enhance my brand name in the product details. So db.brands.get. Now this field will contain this parent field will contain the product information because this has been resolved in this get products list query. Now in the subsequent resolver, the parent object gets populated. Just like I've explained the tree structure, the resolvers, whatever the sub resolvers will get the root resolver information in the parent field. So just like that, now the product.js parent will contain the product complete product information. So I can use parent dot brand id, basically product. This you can treat it as a product, and product, as you know, contains brand information, brand id. Now I'll fetch the name. Basically brand is something will this will return an object containing id and name, and I'm fetching the name and I'm returning the name. That's it, all I'm doing is saying. And similarly, I want to enhance my brand information as well. Like for example, I want to know what are the products that belong to this particular brand. So I'll be enhancing my basically enhancing the brand information, and this should return products list. How do I get the brand? Same thing, parent object. So brands list will contain id and name. I'll get the brand id. All I'll fetch the products db dot products dot list, and what is it that I want to return? All products. Now I fetched all the products in the db. So this will give me individual product. Now I want to return the brand, basically the brand id that is being queried. So product dot brand id should equal to the brand id that is being queried. So this returns this enhances the brand information. Now the same thing, I'll go and enhance my queries to include products list. This will return product. Awesome. Now enhance my queries. Basically, I have enhanced my type system and I have enhanced my resolvers. And is there anything? Yeah, I'll have to import everything in my server.js. So yeah, now type defs. The beautiful thing about this GraphqL-yoga is you can specify type as a string, or you can also specify the file path. So here I'll specify file path to be types schema.graphql. Now my resolvers, I'll define my resolvers to be this way. Basically it should contain query, mutation. I'll also define product and brand. Now, oops, what is happening? See, const query is equal to whatever I have defined in resolvers becomes my query. I'll copy these 4 times. Mutation, product, brand. Same thing here, just copy paste. So my server.js is refactored now. I have moved everything to corresponding folders. All the resolvers are defined in resolvers. Types are is defined in types, and I'm just importing them in my server.js. Now let me restart my server. Oops, products list is not defined. Where is this not defined? It's in brand.js. Why is this not defined? Oh, copy paste error. Sorry about this. Clear node server.js. Server is listening at 4000. I'll refresh this. Now I've defined a fragment. Let me test my old query. Wow, it's returning the exact information. Now I'll enhance the prompt to return brand name. As you can see, it's coming in the doc. So product list is returning me the brand information as well. I'll remove this brands list for now. So get products list is returning all the information. I need not require all these. I'll just fetch name, brand ID and brand information. Now let me query for get brands instead of get products list. Now as we have enhanced get brands list. So in brands list returns, as you can see, ID, name, as well as it should return products list. I'll define product. Now given a brand, it should return all the products belonging to that brand. So for example, it return me a brands list as well as the products belonging to that brand. For example, Apple has these many products that are available in my system. MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, iPad Pro, and iPad Mini. Same thing for Dell, Inspiron. So basically, as you can see, even though the brand table contained only ID and name, we have enhanced it in a resolver to retrieve the products list as well. Basically, if my let me explain it in terms of code. So first brands list gets executed. This will returns the brands list as part of this query. Get brands list. Now brand contains one more resolver here, uh, where I'm enhancing the products list here. So basically products list is getting added as to my final resolver, and this is being returned. Beautiful. So this is about it. We have refactored our code for to suit the GraphQL needs. We have defined resolvers, types, and I'll just walk through like how do you define filters and stuff. So basically, whatever you supply in your queries, for example, I can enhance my type system, uh, get products list to accept few arguments like sort, which will be a string, again filter, string. I can enhance this, and then same thing, I'll enhance it here, which will be available in the arguments. So you can read those arguments, like what is your sort argument, what is your filter argument that is being queried, and you can retrieve this from the database and return the products list. So that is about it, like a bit with queries. And I have not demoed mutation part, sorry about that. Mutation, create brand. Now this accepts name. I'll define name to be mi, and I want the ID name. fragment prod is never used. Okay, I'll remove this. So it created a brand called mi. Now if I query for get brand list, name Apple, Dell, Lenovo, MSI, and it has created mi. If I go to my brands.json, as you can see, it has added this. So this is about it with respect to query and mutation. I'll not be able to demo the subscription with this not a real DB node module because it's becoming tedious, and it also talks about the choices that I made in the beginning, which will cost in the long run. As you can see, I'll have to remove it, and this comes with a necessary cost. So it's very important to explore all the possibilities. Basically, note down all the requirements. Basically, when I started this series, I had no idea about how far it will go and how far I'll be making videos on this. So now I want to build the client side things, client side UI for this as well, and I want to show subscription. So I'm thinking of making use of real databases like Postgres, Mongo, or even exploring Prisma. So I'll be making a video on those things as well. I'll be migrating this to a real DB instead of using this fake database, because it's, as you can see, my queries are not optimized and retrieving information and then sorting out and making a lot of unwanted things instead of just querying the database with the proper queries. So I'll be covering those things in my next video, and also be building a client. I will also be teaching you how to make queries from the client side using native fetch API, as well as how you can use other optimized node modules that are already available from the client side. We'll be building UI, and also I will add subscription to this. Cool. Let me see in the next database, next video. Sorry about that. And before closing this video, I'll have to give a shout out to fellow YouTuber Ben Nawad. I follow his channel. I came come across this channel a few weeks back, and this is brilliant. I'm learning a lot of things from this channel. He has a nice playlists also. Some of them being Reactux playlist, Circle CI. You'll find a lot of good content in this channel. Just one of my recommendation if you are keen about learning with respect to web development and stuff. So that's about it. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.